Hey folks, how you doing? Good evening. How's your week been? Hope it's been good. Listen, before I say anything, just a big shout out to all the folks affected by the fires in Los Angeles. It's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. Never seen anything like it. To be honest with you, they're saying that what was it, 70? Was it 76 earthquake? Was it a 78 earthquake in Los Angeles that but yeah, absolutely, absolute travesty for all the people and all the animals as well. And it's just a horrible scenario to be in. And just best wishes to everybody out there for I say a swift recovery, but blimey, I mean, where do you start? So yeah, real sorry to hear all about that. It's still big news, and hopefully. Hopefully it'll all die down. I don't know what's going to happen, but sorry it's happened, folks. Really sorry it's happened. So tonight I think it was a few days ago when we were up at ALD or something like that. I don't remember one day from the next. But anyway, we were talking about wingtips, wingtip devices, and of course. It's quite an interesting history of wingtip devices, and reading from the research that I've done, basic research that I've done. I'd say that the Google overview is actually incorrect, because they say that the history of aircraft wingtips dates back to the 19th century, although that might actually be wingtips, the actual tip itself, when engineers began studying how to control wingtip vortices, because the end of the wing, if you don't put a wing device, a wingtip device on it, and we'll go through the different types of wingtip devices. Basically, you've got high pressure underneath the wing. Okay, you've got high pressure underneath the wing. Actually, let's use this in 124. It's a little bit better. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? No, I can't use that one. Can I use that one? Yeah, let's use this one, shall we? Or can I? Yes, I can. So here it is, the A380, folks. As the aircraft increases in height, literally as it's rolling along the runway, it's still a vehicle, obviously, and then as it rotates, the pressure underneath the wing increases and the pressure above the wing decreases, creating an effect whereby the aircraft has lift, which is what the wing creates, is lift. But the thing is that at the end of the wingtip, those two pressures is a bit like a positive and negative magnets. But basically, the high pressure underneath and the low pressure above the wing. It's quite dusty, that. Imagine this without a wingtip. They basically meet at the end of the wing, and therefore, as a result of that, they cause vortex, which comes off the wing in a spiraling effect. Now, that subsequently causes a lot of drag on the aircraft, almost the equivalent of having, a big sack of spuds strapped to your ankles, like trying to walk along the road, because it just pulls the aircraft back. So the vortex, the cleaning up that vortex, is what engineers and scientists and the like have done over the years. And improved it. Early days, it says here, the English engineer Frederick W. Lanchester patented wing end plates to control wingtip vortices. Lanchester was inspired by the splayed, upturned feathers of soaring eagles. There you go. And that's something that we've seen many times on the show. The end plates, literally, of the what are they called? The something feathers. The something feathers. But anyway, I'll come back to that. Someone, if you see someone come on the chat, Jilly, that says about feathers, yeah, the wingtip feathers. there. I want to remember it myself before they find it. Primary feathers. Got it. But there we go. Yeah, the primary feathers at the end of big birds of prey. You see them moving, and that's basically to control the vortex that's coming off the end of the wing to reduce the amount of drag. Believe it or not, and of course the key with wingtip end fence design is to improve the efficiency of the aircraft, reduce the amount of drag, and therefore give it longer range and more and less fuel consumption. Basically, I remember way back in the day when I first saw the 747-400 with a wingtip fence, which was the first of the really big aircraft to be introduced with the with that particular type of wingtip, because there wasn't any other one really. I remember somebody saying, "Oh yeah, they do that because it makes it more comfortable for the passengers." Well, I don't really think that's the key objective. It may do. It may improve the stability of the wing, but in general, the most important thing is to control that vortex that's coming off the wing to clean it up. So you want a tip, really. That's what you really want in an ideal world. And that's why when I used to film way back in the day at the beginning of Big Jet TV with the 757s and the 767s with BA, I don't know, were we around with the 757s? No, we weren't. 767s. Every time the 767, actually, we used to have 757s the like of Aerostana, didn't we? Remember the old Aerostana 757 with no wing tips at all, just a clip tip, as I call it, a clip wing, where there's no wing tip at all on it. And those things, you know, when they went over us, you'd hear the and the big whip crack of the vortex as it drops down and sort of like and then hits the ground basically. We still get that these days, but the noise that we're hearing is not coming off the wingtips because of the obviously because of the vortex, the cleaning up of the vortex at the wingtip. But what we're hearing is it actually coming off the flaps, the outboard part of the flaps as they're pulled down. There's a square section there, and the square section is what causes that. Causes that swirl and that vortex noise that we hear. But it's really interesting to look back at the very early development of the wingtips, and it goes right back to the 1970s. And NASA. Remember, I've said quite a few times that Boeing have worked with NASA over the years in terms of wingtip design, and right up to current day as well. But the first people to really get involved in it were Airbus. I know that, and I was trying to look for it earlier, but apparently there is or was an aircraft from the I think it was the Second World War. I don't know if it was some obscure Russian prop or something like that had little tiny wing fences on it. I don't know if anybody can come on and tell me about that, but really the first sort of like the first wingtip fence that was developed and introduced came first with Airbus, as far as I'm aware, because obviously 727s. The early 707s, they didn't have any type of wingtip fence. It was most definitely the Airbus A310 as well, not the A300. I think it was the A310 originally, the first commercial aircraft to have the wingtip fence. Let's just have a look at that. If I type A310 wingtip fence, and then go on there, and then go there like that, and then we have a look at. Is a perfect example here, which is beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful example. You can see all different options there in terms of the wingtip fence style. Very early days, but continued on. Let me just see, share screen. A310 wingtip fence. There we go. Share that. There we go. So this one here, this is the one that we're really looking at. Let's just see if there's any big picture. Oh, there we go. Oh no, get off. Get just. Oh, do you see that? Do you see that when I'm doing that? Okay, so you saw me with flicker and all that sort of stuff. Oh, okay, okay. Well, look at that, folks. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And of course, an upper and lower element, much like what you see today with the older A320 Neos, the A340. No, the A340 had a wingtip, had the same thing as the A330, but this is the first option that they offered, and it's obviously something that's an old passenger jet there that you're seeing, and that wingtip fence would have been fitted initially on the original jet to improve the efficiency of it, to give it more mileage and reduce the amount of drag on the aircraft as well. So that's where does it say stop sharing here? Oh, here we go, up the top here. But there we go. So that's the A310 where it was first introduced. Now, not long really after that was the if I go all the way down to here, let's look at the first wingtip devices. Let's look at the wingtip devices themselves. So the type of wingtip devices you've got are that early generation of wingtip fence. Now the wingtip fence is also regarded with the 747 single wingtip, single element, the single angled element as well. And of course you've got that the wingtip fence, those two types. You've got the blended winglet, the sharklet. You've got the split scimitar style winglet, which was first introduced on the MD-11, later brought in on the 737 NG, well, the 800 and 900, I think it was, and then improved again another a NASA element. But we'll go through all of those different types. Has come out of that one. That's the first one that we've seen there, where wingtip fence on the A310, and then of course the 747-400 wingtip, which is a beautiful piece of engineering. Either way, that when you look at it, I just look at this beautiful wingtip here. On let's just see if we can get hold of that. Allow cookies, la di da di da. Okay, Crossy Pilot, classic wingtip Wednesday shot from Virgin Atlantic 747-400 en route to Montego Bay. How about this? Look at this. Look at the flex on that thing, man. Isn't that beautiful? No longer. Didn't say which one it was. Didn't say which jumbo it was. No way of identifying it from there. But of course, we've got other options there. Let's just have a little look at that. As you can see, oh, I'm not sharing it. Have I? Did people see that? Oh, I didn't press share, did I? Oh. Well, there we go, folks. There's all the different styles. Well, not styles, but that is the wingtip fence that was common on the 747-400. Still is, of course. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? All these different ones here, look, that you can buy as well. Put that in your garden and do whatever with it. Oh, they did see it, did they? Okay, so that's the 747-400 wingtip, which was really the first generation, because it wasn't till later that the the Airbus came into play with the early variants of the A320. Let's just have a look at that. See the wingtip fence on the this is the wingtip fence here. So this is the A320 wingtip fence, folks, which we're all very familiar with, that we've seen on the different on the A320 CEO. Oh look, Aerotiques, Jilly. We've got to get hold of this bloke. We've got to do a visit down this guy. Look what he's done with these. Look what he's done with these. That's just fantastic, aren't they? Look at that beautiful piece of architecture there, man. Look at that, man. Hey, isn't that beautiful, man? Wow. Okay. Yeah, nice. Like it.
If you right click on the image and do open image in new tab and go to that tab, you'll see the image in its full size rather than just showing it like this.
Oh, where I did that. Open image in new tab. Oh, it's just gone in there. Oh, there. Okay, right.
Share screen on that tab.
Okay. Oh, hold on. 1,409. That's quite reasonable, actually, isn't it? That's actually quite reasonable. I like that. But anyway, thanks for that, Jilly. Now I know I can work with that. Thanks for that.
Get it ready before you
Yeah. Airbus A318, A319, 320, and 321, all the same size, basically, all the same wing. So that's the early. That was just basically they've taken their early stuff from the A300/A310 and brought it with them in terms of their wingtip fence designs. Obviously, they've got a design bureau at Airbus. I'm imagining in the early days, whether they got a third, whether they brought someone in especially to work on their wing, or a team of people, probably a team of people, I would imagine, to work on the wingtip fences or wingtip fence designs. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're the French Air Force or someone from the French aviation industry or someone like that that came in and got involved with that. But let's just have a little look here. I can't unsee the scenario. Okay, wing snap. Okay, let's just have a look at that. So that's obviously the fence style wingtip that we're all quite familiar with. Now later on, I have to think about this, folks, because later on the 757 was introduced, but the early 757s didn't have a wing tip fence or winglet, as Boeing like to call it. They don't call it a sharklet, even though it's very similar to that. Now, this is where it sort of like gets a little bit whether somebody had a spy there, you know, like they got someone over and he sort of like took some pictures like that in the evening, you know, like, and then sent them to his mate, you know, of new wingtip designs. You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? Because there's a lot of similarity in aviation in some respects, which you sort of like think, yes, or someone got the idea, much like with the which was it? I'll come back to that. But anyway, so obviously the Airbus A320, the original was the 320. Then they developed the 319, then the 318, or the other way around. I'm pretty sure it was a 320 first, and then 321 came along. Of course, they used that wingtip fence on all of those jets right up to the Neo, right the way up to the Neo. In fact, that's why they brought that type of wingtip in with the A380 as well, because it was still in development at that stage. And also, I'd imagine that the A330 and A340 wingtip fence, which is much the same, almost identical to the 747, ironically enough, whole spy thing coming in again with the old pictures like that, you know. So you do wonder about things like that. So we'll have to come back to the neo side of it later on, because that is basically right at the end of the line. So I think that what started happening was, obviously NASA worked with Boeing quite closely, obviously because obviously Boeing have got their military division and their space division and all that kind of stuff. So obviously it makes sense for those two teams to work close together. But the raked wingtip is something that was obviously in development with Boeing at some stage, and I think I'm right in saying that the 767-400, because obviously the 767, the initial 767s did not have the wingtip. The initial 767s were a clipped wing, much like there's one there. Look, there's one there. DHL 767 with a clip wing. So that's a pure freighter, that one. So the initial ones again didn't have any type of wingtip. But at that time, obviously, Boeing were experimenting with different types of wing devices that they could use. And of course, people ask, oh, why is that one shaped like that and that one shaped like that? Well, the thing is that when you're developing an aircraft, and you're putting it in the wind tunnel, you're going to work with what device works best for that particular wing, and that's why you see so many differentials in them. But when you're with an aircraft manufacturer and your aircraft in those ranges are more or less the same wing design, albeit smaller or larger based on the size of the aircraft, you're going to use the same wingtip. You would have thought, so that's why with the early variant of the 767-200, the original one, had no winglets on it, or wingtips, wingtip devices, let's say. But then they introduced later on a raked wingtip on the 767-400, which we see a lot at Heathrow, and which I absolutely love because it sits like that, like a dragster. A beautiful aeroplane, built tough, flown on it. And if you look, what's this here? It's a video. Oh, that'd be great if it's a video. Okay. Oh, let's have a little look at this then, shall we? This is from. Okay, this is from aerospaceweb.org. Boeing 767 raked wingtips. Could you explain the idea behind the raked wingtips used on the 767-400? You ask an excellent question. And to tell you the truth, we're not entirely sure. And that's the whole thing, you see, what to make of the new raked wingtips. Blimey, is this old or what? This must have been like at the beginning of the internet. Really? For those unfamiliar with these wings, the picture below compares the wings of earlier Boeing 767 models like the 200 with those used on the new 767. New? Are you able to see when this was? Oh, mate, this is old, isn't it? How old is this website? Let's just have a look at the bottom, see if there's any numbers on it. 1997. Yeah. So let's just have a quick look here. Hold on a minute. When was the 767-400 introduced? 1997. Look at that. More details on these new wingtips can be seen in the following Boeing photos. Look at that, man! Isn't that beautiful, man? So that's their wow. That's their test bed jet. Raked wingtip being attached to a Boeing 767. Wow! Look at that. Can I share in? No, I can't. No, I can't increase that because it's an old website, isn't it? So it'll only be like an embedded photograph, wouldn't it? But there we go, folks. And that's giving a little bit of information about the vortex as well that's coming off the wingtip. So 1997, we started seeing the raked wingtip being introduced. Now, as far as I'm aware, because it was 1990, because the early 777s, again, the early 777s, that was 1995, the 777, wasn't it? That had the clip wing. With that being the case, that means that the latter models of the 777, the 200 freighters, I don't know if it was the 200 freighters or the, what are you looking at?
The camera, the constant comments are driving me on the bed.
What, that it's tilted?
Yeah. Oh. I get the OCD.
Oh, I did this last week. That's what this is for, Jilly.
I know,
that's what this is for. Right, you go round there. Okay, you got to go. Just look at the screen. Just stand here, right, and look at the screen and see if it goes up. Okay. Because I'm going to have to lift it because I had to do it and then go round in it. Right, ready? Wait a minute. Okay, lifting it.
A little bit more. A little bit more. Perfect, stop.
Stand by, stand by. How's that? Better. Oh, mate, it's absolutely plumb, that is. That's level as a level thing. Oh, for God's sake, really? You lot have been, all that time, haven't been listening to the word I've been saying. Fix the bloody... Fantastic. So anyway, can you listen to me now, please? Right. Honestly, I should sit like that now, shouldn't I? So anyway, yeah. Is everything else straight? Are we all happy with straightness? Because that's one thing I'm really flipping. Yeah. I mean, mate, if it was me, I'd go a little bit further, just a little bit further up on the left. But I think we're all right, aren't we? Are we okay? Dropped it. Come on then. Come on, let's do it again. Come on, get it right. Come on, Jilly.
Oh, God, Bennett.
I think that's it. I think I've done it. I think I've done it. Yes, yes. Okay, right. Good job we didn't design the wingtip, innit? Anyway, so there we go. 767-400 introduced 1997 with the raked wingtip. So obviously that was after the 777 was launched in 1995, I think it was. So later introduced on the 777s, as we've seen so many times with United, I think American, but certainly British Airways. They've still got some old 777-200s with General Electrics, which are clip wings, as I call them. So there we go. Every day's a school day because I've just learned that. So thank you to Aerospace Web. He's probably dead by now, I'd imagine. But anyway, but thank you. It's not very nice, is it? No, it's very bad, Dad. But yeah, some great information there. So the raked wingtip came in around about 1997. And that is it there. Okay, so then later variants. Hold on, let me just have a little quick look here. When was the sharklet introduced? Not that long ago, I think you'll find. Sharklets were used in ancient times. Not shackles. Half a denari for me. Sharklets. No, not let's. Apostrophe S. Okay. Airbus announced the sharklet blended wingtips at the Dubai Air Show in 2009. Interesting. So when keep that in your head. 2009. When did the blended wing tip introduce on the 767? First blended winglets were introduced by the Boeing 767-300ER in 2008. What year did I just say? Oh. Hold on, let me look. 2009. Interesting. So again, a little bit of spy stuff going on there. 007, Miss Moneypenny, and all that sort of thing. Quite interesting, really, isn't it? Hey, is he back in the tunnel? He likes his tunnel. That's why I bought him a big long one. It goes round and round like that. Yeah. Yes. So interesting. 2008 was the 767 blended wingtip, but did they get it out longer? Did they get it out did they get it out before? Because you never know who was quickest to develop it and get it on an aircraft, because obviously you've got a wind tunnel test these things. You know, you can't just bolt it on to the end of a wing and hope for the best. So obviously Boeing were the first to introduce it on the 767. And let's just have a look at her here. I'm going to show you this picture here because she's beautiful. Open. No. Hold on. Oh yeah. No. Okay. Okay. Well, let's just have a look at her, shall we? Because she's absolutely beautiful. Still flying, aren't they? The Icelandair 767s, aren't they? I think 767-300ERs. So the 767-300ER, which has those huge, I think they're 11 feet tall. Those winglets, folks. We've seen them so many times, and that's, I've got to be honest with you. When I see a 767 being pushed back, or when I see it taxiing out, I just love to see it, because it's just such an iconic aircraft, one of the iconic aircraft that's sort of like of the mid series, as we call it. Obviously the classics way back, you know, with the original early non-wingtip aircraft, but of course this was originally introduced with no winglets. So you know, it's just a beautiful iconic aircraft. I loved flying on it, and I love flying on it, and it's still relatively reliable, you know, even though it's got old Pratt and Whitneys or CF6s or whatever they might be on them. But yeah, a beautiful aeroplane. And as you can see there, let me just see how tall is the winglet. Oh mate, how tall is the winglet on the 767-300ER Bosch? 11 feet, 3.4 meters. 11 feet, 3.4 meters. Where's my tape measure? 3.4 meters, mate. That's big. That's tall.
It's nearly 2 years.
Well, yeah. I had it earlier. Here it is. Okay. Come on in. I'll tell you. Hold on a minute. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Right. What did I say? 11 feet, 3.4 meters. Well, this doesn't even go to 3.4 meters. Okay. There we go. It's actually 3.4 meters long. Look at that, folks. I mean, okay, there's the beginning of it here. Oh. so where's the beginning? Okay. It's just very long. Right. It's just very long, okay? Oh, quickly, television. Didn't catch anything on the telly, did we? Oh. Okay. Okay. So 11-foot winglet on the 767 300. Beautiful, beautiful piece of architecture. And the first of the blended wingtip, because the fence wingtip, which is on the 767 400 and the old Airbuses, really old design, is the new style of blended wingtip. It's still a bolt-on piece, you know, the whole thing bolts on and attaches, but in terms of its shape, there's no sort of like end and angle like that. It just blends like that. So beautiful. So thank you, Icelandair, for continuing, I think, to fly the 767 300 ERs, and of course Delta as well. Of course, saw a couple of examples of the 767 300 at Heathrow the other day. Whether they are in for a replacement for 767 400s, I don't know, or whether just the demand on the route at that particular time only needed the 300 variant. But yeah, now here's the let me just have a quick look here. So, oh yeah, this is something I wanted to show you, which was an option. Do you remember we've talked about it before? The Airbus Plus, the A380 Plus. Let's just see if I can open in image in new tab. Oh yes, have a look at this, folks. Now this is the Airbus when they were looking to potentially. This was at the height of. This was obviously at the height of Airbus's A380 program when things were going real good. You know, before all the stuff hitting the fan, so to speak, you know, with 9/11 and the oil crisis. I mean, I say oil crisis, that was obviously a long time ago, but there have been recessions and stuff like that, which have dictated the success of certain aircraft types, and you know, the cost of fuel and all that kind of stuff. Airbus, I think, very quickly got rid of this particular plan. What the differences were with the aircraft other than the wingtips. But look at that wingtip. Wouldn't that be beautiful on an A380 now? And you know that you could develop it and bolt it on, because it looks to me, as you can see, it is a bolt-on fixed part. But interestingly enough, that is a split scimitar winglet. Now, obviously, again, these guys have obviously looked at other wingtip devices and looked at the MD-11 from way back. Because if you look at that, and then you have a look at this, I think I've already got it on there. Interestingly enough, let's just bring that one up, shall we? Just want to show you the want to show you a good example of this. Okay, so let's just. So there's your blended wingtip neo for the A380, with neo wingtip design for the A380, and then you have a look at this, and you can see the MD-11 wingtip, which is quite interesting. Thank you to Laura A for that picture. But as you can see there, much more angulated, and just straight angles rather than blending, if you see what I mean. So if you cover off the lower element there. That is just a fence winglet, which is much like the 747. Of course, Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, and that whole obviously that department of designing winglets and stuff like that all came together, and obviously Boeing took that wingtip design, which is a split scimitar winglet, albeit that's a very small version of it. I've got to be honest with you, that Airbus 380 was absolutely beautiful as an example. But as you can see there, MD-11 split scimitar wingtip fence design, which it moved on from that then to, let's just have a quick look at that. I just want to quickly show you that. No, we're done on that one. We're done on that one. And we're done on that one, which is absolutely beautiful. Isn't that lovely? I guess that what Airbus did with that initial Neo winglet was because obviously they were at the stage of introducing it to the. It's a new wing fence design, blended design that they were introducing. It was the next step up, wasn't it? So they obviously had that to introduce into future aircraft, which they obviously did with the A320 Neo. Let's just have a look at that, which is, as an example, which is quite a nice picture. I quite like this one. So this is the wing. This is the sharklet. This is the sharklet that Airbus introduced on the Neo. And look at his smiley face, Jelly. He's got a big happy face, isn't he? Very happy. Sharklets hunting down fuel burn, and that's what's written on the side of the aircraft. So there you go, folks. Reducing the fuel burn, increasing the efficiency of the aircraft, reducing the drag, etc., etc. And that is an example of what the kind of stuff that we see when we go to Toulouse and see all the test aircraft being used, because that is one of the what's known as the family jets. So the Sharklet has now been introduced, but I call it the Sharklet for Airbus. It's the winglet for Boeing. I remember a bloke the other week. He was like, "Don't call it a Sharklet on a Boeing 767. It's not a Sharklet. It's a and I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. It was obviously it's a Sharklet on Airbus because they've obviously used that, haven't they? It is the winglet on the 767 on the Boeing jet. So after that comes let's just have a look at this. Hold on a minute. I'm just bringing you up to date in terms of the new. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's not that one. Yeah. So really, the next generation of wingtips that we're seeing with the 737 was the next major jet that took the Sharklet design. Still, it's a beautiful piece of technology. I've got to say, another beautiful example. We'll just show you this one first because not that C-17. The Boeing C-17, yeah, has a winglet on it as well in military terms. Let's just hold on a minute. What was that? Yeah, let's just have a quick look here. Yeah, just so the early the later variants of the 737, which are like the 800, I think they're 900 and 800. Have the split scimitar winglet, which was obviously, it's a bit of a blurry picture, this, folks. So I apologise in advance, but as you can see there, It's it's still a beautiful example of the split scimitar winglet. But what NASA / Boeing did in the early stages of developing this winglet, this wing fence design was obviously, as you can see, it's a highly adapted version of what they had on the MD-11. The lower element is much bigger, and it is actually, as they say, an option to be able to stretch the wing, make the wing actually longer. Because what we're seeing here, folks, on all wingtips is the wing. The only reason why these wings are so tall, like 11 feet, can you imagine trying 22 feet, adding 22 feet to a wing? On a 767, for example, it would be brilliant. It would work beautifully because but the idea is to have a like a glider wing, if anything. You know, you want it as long as possible. But obviously, the problem with a lot of aircraft designs is fitting them into an airport, fitting them into gate. Which is why we come up against the folding wingtip on the 777, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But as you can see there, if you can imagine peeling down that upper surface, it would extend the wing and make it out to a tip, because that's the ideal. Like I said earlier on, when you've got a vortex, the last thing you want is a straight edge where the air ends on a straight edge, because that just creates drag and causes vortex and so on and so forth, which is negative to the aircraft's performance. So what you've got here, they've obviously in the early design stages, they've created this beautiful blended tip on the top and the bottom element, which interestingly enough, they stopped using on the 737 Max, which is a completely different design, but absolutely beautiful. Let me just see if I can get a full-sized image on this. Yeah, look at this. No. Oh, sorry. Yeah, stop sharing. Have a look at this, folks. So that was the 800 and 900, I think. I might be wrong, but this is the Max. So they've just obviously got an example of it there. That's not attached to the aircraft, obviously. But as you can see there, they've completely lost the upper, the flick, as I call it, on the big just this whole section here has been completely redeveloped and redesigned to be more blended. As you can see, it's got a much more rake, a much shallower rake to it, and the bottom element as well. So they've realized that they didn't need the flick on the top there, hair flick. That it's just got that beautiful blended style to it, and I've got to say, it's a lovely piece of engineering. As these, even though that is a split scimitar winglet, as it's commonly known, I would still call that a blended split scimitar winglet. How about that? Why don't we do that? I think that's worthy, isn't it? So that's that one. So the split scimitar winglet is something that we've now explored as well, obviously on the MD-11 as well. We've of course the 777 wing lit, the raked wing tip was then introduced after the 767, and this is, as you can see here, this is quite an interesting example here. Let's just see if we can open this in a new tab. I think we can. There we go. So this is the 777 raked wingtip, which obviously was even more advanced and designed than the 767. Not a massive amount, by a massive amount, to be honest with you. But look at that as what is critical and what is key. That's something I've never noticed before. Is that tiny little probe at the end there? That's almost like another winglet on it, but I don't know quite what that is, to be honest with you. I'll have to have a close look at a 777 wingtip next time I'm out there That's quite interesting, actually. Let me just have a look here and see what the see what I can come up with there, because that is. See, let's just have a look at this from. See, that's crazy when you look at that. I mean, oh, it's a bad image. Okay. Oh, it's the light. It's the light. It was just not a very good. But that's the other thing as well. When you look at these wingtips, as the aircraft taxis past you, and you see it in all different elements, it actually morphs into different shapes. But look at this as an example. Look at this as an example. Can I make that any bigger or not? I can't. I don't think. Can't make it any bigger. But there you see another example of the raked wingtip on the 777. Looks odd, doesn't it? But yeah, it does look very odd. But it depends on whether you're looking at what angle you're literally looking at it from. I tell you, this is a beautiful example right here. Oh no, I can't show you that one because that's the X, which is the last one that we're going to jump on. Here we go, 777-300. Okay, this is from the points guy, and this looks like, wow. Okay, never saw that before. No, not that one. What about that one there? Well, you can see it anyway. And the thing is that a lot of people say on the stream from time to time, we get people coming in saying, why doesn't the 777 have any wing tips on it? Because they expect to see something that's either blended at the end of the winglet, at the end of the wing, or a wing fence like on a 747, which they're sort of familiar with, or maybe even the old wing type, the upper and lower element wing fence style of the 320 CEO and the A380. But that's when I say to people, it does, but it has a blended wing tip. And that's the way you educate people, isn't it? So that's that one. Let me just so we come on to the new generation of that's the sharklet that we've explored. Now we're talking more about the blended wingtip. Of course, the A330, the original A330. Hold on a minute. Was very much like the same as the A340. A330 CEO, let's put them there. CEO is what I say is current engine option. NEO is new engine option. Look at this beautiful old image here, which a lot of you will appreciate. Oh, okay, not there then. Not that, but that. How about that? Open a new tab. Yeah, look at this, folks. That's a wing. That's a fence style wingtip fence style, or wingtip fence, let's call it, on that beautiful Thomas Cook A330, which were all scrapped. We caught a few of them going out of Manchester, didn't we, Gilly? I don't know if that is Manchester, but I don't think it is. It looks like it might be Germany. I don't know. It might be Frankfurt or something like that. Huh? Yeah, too sunny. Yeah, but look, there you go, folks. There's the fence style winglet, which very similar to the Boeing 747. I think that people copy people, don't they? At the end of the day, in terms of designs, you do see, like I said, some similarities with aircraft designs. Luckily, Airbus and Boeing are quite far apart in terms of the looks of their aircraft. When you look at their new developed aircraft like the A350 and the 787, those two aircraft are very different in their looks, and they're both beautiful in their own way. So there's the fence wingtip on the CEO, and then you've got the NEO, which is the blended style wingtip. Which let's just see if we can find a nice example of it here. Oh look! Oh, look at that! I never saw that. What's that? Hold on. Blimey. Look at that. Okay, well, there we go, folks. We have seen many times before with two British Airways A380s that have lost their the upper element of their fence wingtip. Have a look at this. This is another Thomas Cook A330 that has lost its wingtip, and that looks very much like that has broken off. That has not been removed. That looks very sort of like forced off, if you see what I mean. I think that's been snapped off. Someone's going to come on here and say, yeah, that was XYZ, blah 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 at so and so and so and so in so and so year and whatever. So I'd appreciate it if you could come on and say that. We'll read some comments out in a minute, folks. Let's just have a look at this. I'm just going to try and find you now the blended wingtip on. That's the last one that we're going to do. There's the A350, the A330 Neo. Right now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't this beautiful? Hold on. Where is it? Where's the picture that? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Now that is the A330 Neo. Now, have you still got the old fence style winglet in your mind that you just seen and like bolted on like that? Look at that thing. Now that is pure genius. Absolutely beautiful. Whereas Boeing seems to be very sort of like, apart from the Max, I've got to say, the Max is a piece of beautiful aircraft architecture. This is absolute beautiful architecture. Whereas the and we'll show you the A350 as well. So the A330 Neo, the new engine option, much like the A320 family, they introduced new engines and new wings for the jet, and I think they are more modified wings, but more importantly, the sharklet at the end there. And this is the blended wingtip on the A330 Neo, which again has the same. It has a new wing and an all new engine on it, the Trent 7000 exclusively. But isn't that a beautiful piece of architecture, folks? I mean, that's a good enough screensaver, isn't it? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save image. I'm going to save that on my desktop because that is an absolutely beautiful image. That absolutely fantastic. So there's we're starting in now to get into the real blended wingtip stuff, especially with Airbus. And that, of course, is all composite design as well, folks. All that you see there is a composite design. And isn't it fantastic? So that's the A330. We're kind of getting down on it now. 320, 787, of course. Now the 787 again is here's an example of how odd the wingtip looks from different angles. Now, when we see it normally flying, let's just have a look here. So here's an example of an ANA 787 wingtip, which how do you go out of this then? Scrolling. No, okay. Oh, so opening. Oh, how do I, Julie? I want to stop this thing here.
You want to stop that thing here?
Oh, share screen. I'm going to show them it. I'm just going to show them it. This. Okay. So that. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Gillian. Thank you. Thank you to Waikanazawa 1999, wingtip of an ANA 787. Now look at that. Doesn't that look blended, folks? Doesn't that look completely blended? Well, it is. I mean, again, it is a bolt-on component because obviously you can't have wingtips are susceptible to damage, and so you need that particular component to be removable so that you can replace it if needs be. Otherwise, you're going to be getting into a whole load of hurt with a constant component of the wing, which would basically be a write-off. So as you can see there, isn't that absolutely beautiful? That is a 787 wing, and it literally changes whichever way you look at it. I'll tell you what I'll probably do. Look at that. You see there? That's that is again. Um, there it is again. Looking from a different angle, looking from below the aircraft. Now look at that. Beautiful curve to it. An absolutely beautiful curve. Now I'm going to show you something really odd. Watch this. Look at this. Look how odd that looks. Oh, here we go again. Okay. Look how odd this looks, folks. Remember all those beautiful blended shapes and the nice twist to it, and the wings, of course, that do that when they bend right up. That doesn't give you any example whatsoever, does it? But yeah, you've seen that the way that the wings flex up. Now look at this. This is a 787 wingtip. Believe it or not. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? From Rami Kana Prad, 787-8. Isn't that odd? So next time you see, interesting to see those sort of like those splitters on the wing there. I've noticed that before. I think that might be a later introduction because that's a carbon wing, that, folks. Look at how beautiful it is, but it's got like a knuckle on it, hasn't it? In a funny sort of way. But you turn that upwards and look at a 787 from below. There we go. There. Oh, it's a beautiful aeroplane, isn't it? Wow. There. There. Now look at this. Now you see it in all its glory, folks. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, man? That's shot at Farnborough. And that gives you a perfect shot of the 787 wing, man. Isn't that beautiful? And again, taking on a completely different shape. So let me do this from 787 in flight wing flex. And of course, we all know here on Big Jet TV that the 787 has, I know the 777 has got a beautiful wing flex as well, but just have a look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Where is it? Who's back? Oh, hello. What's this here? Oh, I found it. Okay, I might be playing this out, Jilly. Okay, so I just need to, before I do that, I need to. Okay, I'm going to play this. So this is the 787 Dreamliner. It doesn't say. Oh, no. Hold on a minute. What's the subscribe MZO? I think it is. Let me just double check. How long is it? 2 minutes and 5. Okay, let's have a go at this. This will make you feel a lot safer, better about flying in these amazing airplanes. This is a carbon wing, folks. I don't know if this is connected to it. How can I check if this is connected? This, yeah. Go to no. I'm playing it out here, and I should be hearing it on the other screen. Oh no. Uh, let me see. No. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, okay. Right. I'm going to play it out anyway, Chili. Just tell me if you can hear the audio, yeah? I just don't want to be talking over some blokes. Um, let me try settings, yeah? Audio, speaker. Hold on a minute. Which one is this? It's not, I really want them to see this. Are you scared him? He ran out of his tunnel. He's very short tunnel. Oh, PKSA, PKSA, connect. It's done. It's done. Okay, so here's plan, yeah. Speakers, 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 speakers. Okay, okay. Come out of that. Oh no, don't do that. There. Okay. Stop that. Come out of that, yeah. Come back to that. Present.
You're currently sharing that, Jerry. Yeah.
Yes, I've got that. They can see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't want that. Okay, folks, here we go then. I think it's just got. I think it's just got audio to it. But it looks like it's by MZO or MZO. But this gives you an example of how amazing these wings can flex, way beyond what they're supposed to do. And I don't know. I remember somebody telling me that they tried to snap the wing on the 787 but failed. This will prove the point right here. Let's present. Stop screen. Stop screen. Okay, here we go. There we go. This is going to be good, folks. Here we go. Can I just say that, do you remember when we came round the corner at Boeing at Painfield? It was Painfield, wasn't it? Where I came round that corner and I was like literally a very excited young child. Oh my God! It was like, because it was this. We saw this, folks. I don't know what was in it, but there was an aircraft in it. Looked like it had been in there for a long, long time. But this is a huge piece of outdoor apparatus where they have to destroy an aircraft. Literally, they have to test it to its absolute maximum by pulling the wings up to see how much flex they can take. So, because obviously you won't get the aircraft certified. Aircraft has to be certified before it even starts flying. But this is an incredible example of the wing going. Okay, loads were applied to the airframe to replicate 150% of the most extreme forces the airplane is ever expected to experience in service. 150% of the most extreme forces. Wow. That is incredible. How good does that make you feel? Here we go. Look. So this is just during flight. It's a bit like, honestly, folks, this is the equivalent of when IKEA test chairs. They have an implement that gets up, sits down, gets up, sits down, gets up, sits down, and they do it on beds as well. But I mean, that's obviously a basic form of explaining it. But this is what they have to do. So they have to replicate the aircraft in flight. So literally. Simulating a flight, like a 9-hour flight or a 10-hour flight or however much it is. They just have to keep doing that, a bit like a rolling road for cars. If you know. Wow. Stabilizer was sorry, can I just show you? That's where I came round the corner, wasn't it? That's where I came round the corner just there. Hold on. There. I drove round that corner there. And on the left there's a whole big dumping ground of bits of aeroplane, which I was like, for one moment, I was like, can I take a bit home with me? No, you can't. But look at that 777 front end over there, I think that is. Wow. Amazingly interesting things to be involved with. Those jacks underneath, they're not doing anything. They're just walking hydraulically or the way it might be. Look at that. Oh, yeah. There you go. Blended wing. Oh, raked. Climb out, mate. Insane. Raked, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Wow, how cool is that? So that's the raked wingtip, which is on the 787 and the Boeing 777. Let's just have a look here and clean my whatever it's called up, the thing at the top. We've done that one. 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 Oh wow, we're right down to it, folks. Now with the two sort of like the last big competitors. Now the thing is that what is interesting in terms of the 777-9 versus the A350-1000. I don't think that the A350-1000 the 777-9 hasn't been introduced to counteract the A350-1000. I don't think it has, because as I've mentioned before, if you look back in the history books and look at the initial development of the 777-9, it's right when it was introduced or announced about the 777-9, when the Airbus A380 was right in its element, when they were selling lots of aircraft, they had a good backlog of orders, it was performing well. So Boeing obviously thought, well, we need a really good aircraft. We can't develop a whole new aircraft from the ground up like the A380, for example. They can't switch ideas, and they just wouldn't have the money to do it. So what they decided to do was change their direction and go with the 777-9, which is all in all, and I've said this on the show many times, as far as I'm concerned, even though Boeing have said, we can't afford a new aircraft, we can't do a clean sheet aircraft, as they call it, where an aircraft is developed from a clean sheet, a whole new aircraft. For example, the new 797 that they're looking at, which is going to be basically a mini Dreamliner in the future, that is. But what they've basically done is they've just injected the 777-300 with steroids. That's literally all they've done. It's a bigger fuselage, so that's new. The front end of it's probably advanced, I would imagine. Maybe the front undercarriage is more or less the same, but I'd imagine that the main gear itself has been beefed up quite considerably. The wings have been extended. Of course, they've got the folding wingtips. They've got the big new engines on it, so the wings are new. They're all carbon, and the engines are completely new with the GE9X. I'd imagine because of the size of the aircraft that the empennage, the vertical and the horizontal stabilizer on the back of the aircraft, I'm pretty sure that has also been beefed up in some way. So give it to Boeing, folks. So they have developed a brand new aeroplane, really, and that's probably why it's giving them so much grief at the moment. But the final story of the blended wingtip, there are so many different examples that you can show of the A350 XWB, as they call it, obviously in the 900 and the 1000 variants. But this is a close-up example of it, which we'll show you now, which is absolutely beautiful, from Reddit. And there it is, favorite window view, an A350 wingtip powered by the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB. Quite interesting. Look how far along those front gear doors are. I've never looked at it like that before. Obviously, you never get to look at it. How can that be a window view? Obviously, his favourite window view is sitting where he's. It's a completely different view from the window than what you see there. Look at the curve of that thing. But again, it's another one of those wingtip designs that you see look different from different angles. Have a look at this one. Have a. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Look at that. So that's an interesting. Let me just see. Open a new tab. That's something that I see quite often when I'm walking through Heathrow. This is obviously in the US somewhere, I'd imagine, maybe Atlanta or something like that. But look at this. This is the A350 wing shot blended wingtip. The blended wingtip next to an A330 Neo wingtip. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? So A330 NEO on the left, A350 on the right. You can see the two different styles of wingtips. I've got it. There's one thing that, let me see if I can find it. A330 Neo wingtip from side. Let's just see if that comes up, because it is a very weird look. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm just going to quickly show you this. You know, I showed you the 777 raked wingtip. Okay. And when you've seen the A330 Neo, beautiful blended wingtip, and you see it there, a lot shallower than the A350 wingtip. But look at the A330 Neo wingtip from this angle, folks. This is really peculiar. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. And this is from... this is on Flight Global, so they won't mind. They're good people. Share screen, do this, do that. Flight test of the Airbus refreshed wide body, the A330 Neo. Now look at that wingtip there. Look at the wing. Look at the wing. The way the whole wing is beautifully flexed and just continues that curve into the wingtip, which is why they call it a blended wingtip. So obviously, the very last part of the wing is a point, as you can see there. So that really cleans up the airflow. But have a look at it from this angle. Hold on. Okay, so there it is from above, which is, again, a beautiful example. Kind of looks a little bit odd, but it's still beautiful. Are they going to show... it was on there. It was on there. Okay, there you go. There's another sort of like interesting angle of it, which again, it looks a little bit squared off there, doesn't it? But there you go. There's the let me just bring that one up there. Yeah, okay. Let's just do that, shall we? There. So there we go. Like I say, looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? And it does look even odder. I've got to be honest with you. When you see it again coming past you, well, you look out for it next time you're watching, and we'll discuss it. We always discuss, engineering and technical advancements and stuff like that, and wingtips and sharklets and all that kind of stuff on the show when we're live. But it's something that we haven't discussed during one of these shows before. The final look at that. Look at this. Oh, sorry. Let's just go back quickly to the A350 wingtip, the winglet. Let's just have a look at that. Now you can see how much bigger that is. Okay, there it is. There. Yeah, people just basically discussing the A350 wingtip, sharklet, blended winglet. Oh wow, look at that! Look at that! Isn't that interesting? Oh, what's this here? Look at that! Wow. So I wonder what happened there. After the aircraft was certified, Airbus did a few test flights on MSN3 with one winglet removed. Wow, look at that. Let's just show you that, folks. That's quite interesting, isn't it? It's amazing what you can find in it. But look at that. So they've removed it, obviously. Haven't bothered covering it up or anything. But obviously, I'm guessing to put it into a situation where it's almost just like fallen off. But there it is, with one side on and one side off. I wonder, that must have been very interesting to see because inside these aircraft, inside these test aircraft, there's just banks and banks of data being gathered, and of course it will show. Wow, look at that! It looks like he's got an hand missing. Look at that, man! Isn't that beautiful, man? One subject of the other aircraft operating winglets I've seen 744 operate commercially. Yeah, but this is that's testing to see the difference in drag between the left and the right, and the performance of the wing. You wouldn't be able to really decipher any fuel saving numbers in there, because obviously it's difficult because you'd have to fly it without the winglets and then with the winglets and then just compare the two. But here it's more about managing the aircraft and how it performs, and also how much more drag and therefore how much more fuel it uses. But yeah, I think that was just a performance thing that they were doing there. So the A350, a beautiful, another piece of amazing architecture, much more swept up, obviously, than the. Let's just what I'll do is I'll just present some of these down here, folks, so you can see. But as you can see there, the different. Let's just do that. There we go. Different angles of the A350. Look at that. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful, man? Oh, wow. Look at that fighter jet right next to it as well. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? F-16 flying up alongside him. Nice. And of course, we all know what the A350 is like inside. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful, man? That's the original type. I think that's a 900, but they took those nodes there. Hold on a minute. Why is that not? Why isn't that moving there? Why isn't that moving on the old screen then? Oh, it's because I know. Yeah, I know why it is. But yeah, so there we go, folks. All the different variations. Well, not variations, but the different angles of the A350 winglet, blended wingtip. And finally, for your enjoyment, is of course the 777 folks, which is another piece of amazing heavy duty architecture, I'm going to call it, because it really is. I've seen this thing up close and personal, very close and personal at the Paris Air Show. They had an actual actuators, the actuators on the web. They had a whole wingtip demonstrator inside one of the show arenas there, and it was absolutely amazing. It's massive, it's huge. We filmed it, we've caught it, but let's just have a look at that one from Simple Flying. And as you can see there, and that is it. Look at that. It's just a massive aeroplane, isn't it? Look at the size of those engines. Very similar, it has to be said, to the Gen X engine, which is, you know, because it's a GE9X. It's got a very similar looking nacelle or nacelle on the front of the engine, very much similar to the the Gen X engine, as opposed to the GE90 engine, even though this is the GE9X engine, which is an uprated variant of the well, it's just a huge Gen X engine, really, and it's a monster in it. Look at that thing there, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me just see if I can. I wanted to see that picture of it. Okay, I'm on that page now. Right, okay, let's just go down here. As you can see there, folks, it's a huge, great piece of engineering, which is literally an actuator system which folds it down and locks it into place with a huge, great big bar, or locks, as you can see, the locking pins down at the bottom. And those locking pins, they've kind of brought that technology maybe from the same sort of locking pin system that they use on the 747 nose load, which is so you've got probably multiple redundancy systems in there as well. But I think, let's just have a look here. How long is the 9 wing tip, folding wing tip?
That is weird.
What's that?
Somebody just said it's everything okay? Have anybody heard from you?
Another 11 feet. Is what okay? Oh.
And I said, you know what? I haven't heard from him since Wednesday. He sent me an email on Wednesday saying he was staying with his mum a mile away from the evacuation zone.
Oh, bloody hell. Really?
So I just sent him an email, and as I did, he popped up on chat.
Oh, thank God for that. Oh, mate, I'm glad you're all right. And I trust your mum's all right as well. Blimey. I mean, we've literally started the show wishing everybody well, and now we're coming towards the end of it and wishing everybody well. So there we have an 11-foot piece of architecture that you've got there, folks, on the 777-9. And we are all hopeful that she's going to fly soon. We've seen her fly at Boeing Field, wasn't it? We saw her at Boeing Field, going out on cold weather testing and then coming back the next day. How lucky were we? How lucky were we that we went to Boeing Field? Last time we went there, they were just sitting there, weren't they? We could see people, engineers going in and out of them, but we were just very, very fortunate to see her being taken out up north somewhere to cold trials, and then literally overnight, and then came back down to Boeing Field again. We were so lucky that day. I'm really, really hopeful that the 777-9 is going to fly as soon as possible. I can't see it flying this year commercially. I mean, it hasn't completed its certification yet because of the issues that they had with the thrust links on the engines, which is again a real shame, because that was a complete failure of the thrust links on not more than one engine, on different aircraft as well. So they've obviously inspected them and noted them. So we're hopeful, because we want to see that thing being pushed back from gate 777-9. It would be BA, wouldn't it? Eventually it would be Emirates. Eventually, it would be Singapore Airlines. We're talking a lot of years down the line here before we see the thing being pushed back and the wingtips being folded down. We've seen it, we've witnessed it, and we'll have to show you at some point. Any way we can possibly find that, Jilly? The Boeing field. Did I do a video or did I do an upload of it?
The cold what? The cold when it went through cold water?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you can find that, yeah?
Yeah, I can play that out.
You can play that out. Go on then. This will be good because did I do a video of it? Did I do an upload? I mean, it's even if it's not an upload, it's not that long, is it? Because obviously they came out, pushed back, or did whatever they did, and then you saw the wingtips fold. It was just brilliant, man. And that kind of, I think.
Although wait, it'd be better if you played it out because.
Okay, just tell me what to.
I'm not into extra, am I?
Yeah. Okay. It's the bloody flying boats again, isn't it? Am I searching YouTube or searching our channel?
I'll find it for you. Okay, so you did was from.
Well, we can skip through it. I can skip through it, can't I? So we're going to see the best wingtip, winglet. It's what? Yeah, but I'll be able to find it and then do that, play out that last little bit.
Aviation 4K did some timestamps. 777X arrival at 15 minutes 26.
What video am I looking for on though?
Go to the history.
Oh, blimey. What on my channel, on our channel, yeah? History, yeah, I got it. Oh, here we go. Brilliant. King County, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, here it is. Oh, yeah, right there. Look at the spike, man. Yeah, look at the spike. Okay, here we go, folks. Watch this. And I think we see her wingtips retract. I'm guessing you would call it, wouldn't you? So let's go into there. Let's go to there, go to there, go to there, and then go to there, and then go to there, and then play.
Probably I might not be able to see it, but as it descends through the clouds, yes.
The Boeing 777X.
Handles on finals, Rab H, nice G500.
We were so lucky, man. That's the original 787 there as well, man. Not the original, but
no. Okay, we're just about able to spot them, but we do have.
This is Boeing field, folks. We were so lucky to be up on top of the building there.
737.
And they've said every time we go there, we can just go over
there. The max.
Hold on a minute. Let me just see if I can. There she goes.
The winglets.
Hold on a minute. Let me just.
And now we're going to see them fold
Let me
back.
just see. What's my quality like? How do... Okay. All right. We're good then. Okay. Carry on. Yeah. Look at the wing on that thing. Look at the engines on it. Looks like an E2.
The opposite of what it did before with. Look at the length of that wing, man.
We've gone through the whole history of the wingtip device. Maybe missed a few things out. Sorry if I have, but I'm going to wake up in the morning. Oh, I missed it.
Purely because I don't want there to be any
what you got to do, mate?
Focus issues.
Those beautiful big engines, man. Oh, look at them. Aren't we lucky, man? This was her returning, I guess, was it? Or where's it going out? Look at the undercarriage, man. Look at everything. Oh. That is a monster jet, isn't it? Listen. Oh. Oh my goodness me, mate! I've look at the Connie down there, man. She's just a monster, isn't she? Wingtip's going up already. Look at that. Did I miss that? Hold on a minute. Look at that. Yeah. Oh man, how cool is that? Yeah, Dreamliner-like boards. Yeah, I think that wing is just a beefed up Dreamliner wing, isn't it? It's got, look at the flaps, man. It's got a lot less flap than the original 777. Looks like a Dreamliner wing, doesn't it? Just looks like a beefed up Dreamliner wing, man. With the big beefed up Gen X engine on it.
She was coming to the end of the run.
Oh, big BE sticker on it.
I don't know if that's hydraulically operated or electrically operated. But those engines, wow, man, they did really sound big, didn't they? They did sound big. Damn right. Look at her, man. 11-foot tall winglet on it. Wingtip, sorry. A raked folding wingtip, the first of its ever design on any commercial airliner, really, isn't it? Only other thing is a folding wing Corsair or live to the world, Boeing 777X.
Oh, we did this. Did we do this preview then? Ian Morrison, she's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Right down below me is a private jet terminal, folks. That's what these things are all starting up. Commuter jets. That's a prop, isn't it? It's a turboprop just fired up. Probably one of the taxi. Taxi! Look at that beautiful aeroplane, man. And there we have it, folks. 777-9 on the tail fin. Look at that. Karina loving it. Yeah, 2022, man. 3 years ago, Jilly. God damn it. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Look at some of these Maxis parked up as well. This was just after yeah. With all the Maxis parked up in the parking lot opposite. Wow. Yeah, look at that. And those aircraft are I'm looking at the aircraft behind it and looking at the aircraft. Look at the size of that thing, mate. They got X on the front, but 9 on the tail. I prefer 9, folks. They'll have their flying suits on. It's just got to be a beefed up fuselage, I'm imagining. Audio's good though, Julie, isn't it? It's not very bassy. Oh, look at that. I wonder if they've used the existing undercarriage system. Yeah, look at that. Little did they know that those thrust links were possibly starting to fail even then. Aaron Thomas. Yeah, that we should go back to Boeing Field, shouldn't we, Chilly, really? Well, we should go to both. Cold there as well, wasn't it? She's beautiful. Now, if I go along here, where's the departure, mate? Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Okay, here we go.
It is 767 KC-46. Landing in the opposite direction. I think it was. This is obviously a delivery centre here, folks. They don't assemble the aircraft at Boeing Field. It's a delivery centre, much like what we see at Toulouse at the delivery centre. Although, wow. No reversers. No reversers, all on the brakes. Oh, it gets dark quick then, Jilly. Oh, we wanted to see if we can get the MD-11 going out, didn't we? Oh, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. What's this here? I know we've... oh, this is it going out. We've gone from winglets to Boeing Field. Oh, there's an example. Cadbury's, yeah. Don't talk to me about Cadbury's bleeding chocolate bars.
Oh. You're going to start all this malarkey, Sam?
Here we go.
This is the MD-11 now, isn't it?
Okay, MD-11 with the. This is another wingtip. What did we talk? What did we call it earlier on, folks? What wingtip device is called on the MD-11? Come along. Let's see your answers. Nice new KC-46, Aaron Thomas. Rusty T, so many highlights from here those few days. Yeah, look at this, man. Look at the flaps on that thing. No chill, not primary. This audio's brilliant, man. Kinda rust, but not. Oh yeah, that's the vortex coming off the outboard flap there that I've talked about, folks. Oh yeah. Oh. Listen to this. Split scimitar LFCE, and you got it, mate. Oh. Really, we've got to go back to Boeing Field.
It's going to make this.
Aren't we lucky, folks, what we do together? Hey? No one else bends over backwards like we do, man. Rub that front end. Oh, listen to that.
The angle of the horizontal stabilizers, man. Look at the trim out on those stabilizers. Wow.
Yeah, man. There's a split scimitar winglet. Is he going to trim out that Horizontal, he's going to leave it where it is. You know what? That's the first time I've ever seen that. That's the first time I've ever seen this. Look at the horizontal stabilizer, folks, right? And you can see this is literally a hinge mechanism. If you hadn't seen the 350 one that they took out the back of the Beluga over at Heathrow that time, you see it's one component, and it's literally on an axis. It's got a plane on it, like an axle on it, which literally rotates like that to trim the stabilizer during flight, and also for landings, etc., etc. But look at this. I've look at the back. Right, you see here, see where my mouse is, yeah? See where the cursor is? See that black mark there? You see she's trimmed out so much, the stabilizer's so far down for whatever reason. I'm sure that Ellis would let us know, because he flew these bleeding things. And I understand that is that maybe because she was landing fast or slow, Ellis? Let us know. But look at this, folks. I've never seen it before, whether you've seen it before. But look at this. You're going to be able to see right through it. You're going to be, look. You'll see the other side of the airfield. Literally, you'll see it right through that gap there. See it getting.
Those stabilizers.
Watch.
Wow.
There you go. Look at that. You can actually see through a plane.
It's very angry, isn't it?
I pointed out that stab trim too many folks. It's much more than any other type for landing. There we go, Ellis. Yeah, but not only that, but the fact that you can see right through the bleeding thing. That's insane. Look at that. I've never seen that before, man. Wow. Oh, listen to this. Oh, Ellis must be loving this. Landing. That much trim is very common for the MD-11. This is a part of why this type had marginal characteristics on landing. Wow. Love it. Oh. 166 knots landing speed for the MD-11. LC, Hodgie's saying.
Right in the middle of that main cargo door.
Ellis Chernoff off the landing. We rest to 4 degrees, and there he goes. That's the 4 degrees there. Look, folks, see it? See, he's trimmed it out. He's brought it back to 4 degrees, and that little slot there, I'd imagine, is probably neutral. However, when you look at the back from behind, the things are like that. It's a crazy configuration, but that's obviously all to do with that third engine on the back of the aircraft, man. What a beautiful example there, man. Fantastic. We get to see. Where's the? It must be the previous day then, Jilly.
Forward.
Can you try and find the previous day before this?
Oh, I'm just, man, right on the edge.
Shut down. Hey, Ellis.
Couldn't make it up.
Lamppost. Oh, dear, oh, lordy. Brilliant. And we stayed there right the way through till late. We were trying to get airside with UPS, but it never happened because they were interested. But I think there was a bit of miscommunication amongst a lot of those guys. Furrowed brow jet. Yes. Are you trying to find it, Jelly? The day before this. With the 777 going out. Let's just watch the MD-11 land again.
Yeah, it was a bounce, wasn't it, man? You can see how that bogey wheel really works. Yeah. Small spoilers, man. I guess they're big, but not many spoilers. Or is that just not using all the spoilers, perhaps? Enjoy, GP.
It's going to make this exit. Here we go.
Yeah, watch it again.
The angle of the horizontal stabilizers, man. Look at the trim out on those stabilizers. Wow.
So you see how far down that stabilizer is there, that horizontal stabilizer. It's going to go all the way up to that mark, to that point there. So keep watching it. Mind you, I think I come away from it and focus on the front end. So he's trimming it back to 4 degrees. Same time as they'll be putting the flaps and slats, I'm guessing. There's the flaps going up now. Flaps are already in. I'm going to miss it. Hold on. That one's done. Keep it going. Right, start moving now. Yeah, it's moving ever so slowly, isn't it? Look, see it closing? See the gap closing? There we go. Wow, how cool is that, man? Trimming it all nice and cleanly for his next pilot. Enjoy, GP. Oh my God, really? Let's see what's here.
Neil Smith, I was on an American MD-11. Here we go. They're moving now. Years ago, taxi to the runway. About 20 meters down the runway, captain came over the speaker. Sorry, folks, have to return to the gate as the computers are telling us there is a cargo displacement. Flipping it, you wouldn't want that on the climb out, would you? Okay, first one out. Here we go.
7.5.
Right at the time when we got up front.
7.5, isn't it?
Hurry up, go.
I think
That American triple over the top's going to a Heathrow, folks.
no. Man, that's the day before this. Yeah, out and came back. That old box.
Yeah, safety thing, isn't it? Because this thing's going to go up pretty steep.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at that climb rate. That's a possible. That's what they were waiting for. Look how steep he's going up.
Yes, 5, isn't it? There we go, folks. How cool is that? We've come to the end of our evening's entertainment, folks. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Unless Jilly can find the departure, she's nodding her head.
There's 3 videos from the day before, 2 at Boeing Field, one's 5 hours and 14 minutes long,
Right.
and one's like just under 2 hours, the one's at the museum.
Okay, the first one then. First one then.
The first one?
Yeah, first one. Throw that across onto history, yeah? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. What's this here? Wait a minute, folks. Let's see if we can do it. Oh. Okay, go to there. Go to your channel. View your channel. Go down to there. Go to history. Oh. Okay, stand by, folks. We'll try and see. Let me have a little rumble through it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do is I'll share it.
Okay, so yeah, let me just explain to people. I went down to the museum. Folks, and we are going to try.
It's just so much stuff there.
They look like
Now, let's have a look and see if we can see the 7.
211s. Sound like RB211s. They look like RB211s. No, they're not. Six.
Yeah. What the hell's this?
I've got to say, for this airfield.
Wow, look at this.
He's very high. That's going to be a very.
That's going
rapid
into
descent.
that's going into Seattle, isn't
Are you
it?
sure he's coming in here? Are
Yeah.
you sure this guy's coming in? No, it's UPS, the MD-11. That's going into Seattle, isn't it?
Look at that. Hold on a minute. Let me have a look here. Okay. There's no 777-9 in there, mate. Really?
Is that the 10 there then? Is that the 737 MAX 10 there on the right? They're both 10s, aren't they? Races, Jerry, question mark. Well, the answer to that would probably be
It's
no.
gone out already,
only
hasn't it?
because
Oh, mate, we'll have
that
to
will
find
be
it.
covered by somebody
We'll have
else,
to find it,
I would
'cause it's
imagine.
darkness
We've
going
kind of
into
been
now.
on that platform
Yeah,
before
no.
where, you know, we don't like treading on people's toes, basically, if somebody else is covering it.
Right, folks. That's it. That's it.
The same video, Jeremy, that 5-hour-long one towards the end.
No, man. That was it arriving back from ice testing. We want the one of it going out, which I don't know which part it's on, but we'll find it, folks. We'll find it. I'm sure I put it up. I'm sure I put it. I uploaded it as a video. Anyway. Okay, folks, we're going to leave it there. Listen, just one for your diary. Keep your devices active tomorrow morning. We have got. We're doing a special show because it works for us, and it is. We've got a message from Darren earlier on. Darren, hello, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Senior First Officer with Virgin Atlantic. What are they on? Is it Dreamliner or 350? Okay. Darren Francis called me. He said he called me Butter on Good Morning TV when we did a piece. He's friends with Captain Chris and Noel Fieldman. My best friend is retiring from Virgin Atlantic, departing Heathrow tomorrow, Saturday, on VS 131 to Barbados, 11:05 for the very last time. He's asking if we can give him coverage. Quite interesting that his wife, Anna, is cabin crew, and her sister Liz is also flying out there as well. So apparently it might be a bit of a party on board that aircraft on its way out to Barbados tomorrow. So yes, we're going to go out there and do that for Gary. Last of the 26 years he's flown with Virgin Atlantic, originally on the Jumbo. How about that? A340. A330 and now on the A350. Before that, he was in the RAF as an instructor on the Tornado. So some amazing stories to bore the family with, or blokes down the pub for the rest of his life. I would certainly sit down with him for a few hours and have a few beers. But listen, we'll be there tomorrow for you, Gary. Thanks, Darren, for letting us know. And other than that, we'll be there. So we should be live around about 10:30 tomorrow, Julie, yeah? 10:45, something like that. We'll see you then. Cheers. Ta-da. Bye.